Hi everyone, and welcome to the fifth and final video in my series, which is focusing on the many ways that Ops Run It can negatively impact your time to market. Throughout the previous videos, I've covered how the traditional Ops Run It delivery model, where delivery teams are distinct and separated from operations and maintenance, can deny you value. And you could be denying yourself an enormous amount of value. Recent research, published by Forrester in collaboration with Equal Experts, suggested that one organization was able to realize $41 million worth of net present value. So how did they unlock this additional $41 million worth of increased profit? Well, by using paved roads to increase their productivity, and by empowering product teams to design, build, and run their own digital services with the You Build It, You Run It operating model. This organisation was also able to reduce their cost to deliver by saving over 3,000 hours of engineering time. And that's part of this video's focus. You see, Ops Run It can create a high amount of rework, often unnecessary rework, which can compromise your team's ability to focus exclusively on delivering new features to market. Let's look into how and why this happens. Ops Run It involves a higher rate of rework, which can compromise new feature development. Consider the following graph, which is taken from a client that we helped adopt the You Build It, You Run It operating model. The yellow bars in this graphic represent the rate of rework completed by a product team working in Ops Run It over a 2-year period. The blue bars represent the rate of rework completed by the same team whilst working in the You Build It, You Run It operating model. The difference is significant, and the implication is obvious. If your development teams are spending time reworking features, then they're not spending time delivering valuable differentiators for your customers. So what are the reasons for this higher rate of rework? Well, there's actually a few. Firstly, Ops Run It enforces a distance between the delivery team and your end customers. Because the delivery team hands off the features they develop to an ops team, they have no visibility of how the features they build are actually used by customers. They also have very limited insight into the general behaviours or needs of their customers in the first place. When you don't know your customers, it's hard to know what they need. In other words, there's a higher likelihood that the delivery team are going to build features that do not align with the actual needs of the customers. And these features won't be used, and the team will need to be rebuilding things in a way that aligns with the things your customers actually want and need. Secondly, when a delivery team is only responsible for development throughput, as opposed to software availability, which falls to the operations team in Ops Run It, they're more inclined to take shortcuts on delivery. In my experience, this is because the delivery team won't be called out at night to rectify incidents in production. In this dynamic, teams are more likely to leave technical debt in the software that will require fixing later. The payback of technical debt becomes another interruption to BAU development, because when it does need to be fixed, then it presents as a problem rather than through proactive planning. With these constant interruptions to BAU and the rework associated with fixing technical debt, it's difficult to dedicate time to delivering new innovative features to your customers. So how is You Build It, You Run It different? Well, teams in the You Build It, You Run It operating model are responsible for every stage of the development lifecycle. The things they build and deploy, they also support in production. There is no segmentation or siloed teams, and there's no requirement for handoff. In You Build It, You Run It, teams are closer to their customers. They have clear and constant visibility of how customers use what they have built. This means they've got a better understanding of what to build to align with customer needs. Also, because the one team owns every aspect of the development lifecycle, they can react quickly to customer needs and prioritize delivery of the feature that unlocks the most value in any given moment. In You Build It, You Run It, teams are less inclined to leave technical debt in the software they build, And this is because they'll be responsible to implement any necessary fixes or provide out-of-hours support in the event of a failure in production. So the team is actively incentivized to build proactive contingencies into the software that safeguard service availability. This includes measures like the ability to degrade the service gracefully when issues arise, and also to architect your system so that it is adaptable by eliminating or dramatically reducing dependencies between the services. When teams are less distracted or preoccupied with rework, they're able to deliver new and exciting features for customers that help to differentiate you from your competitors. And that in turn unlocks substantial value that may be lying dormant in your organization. If you're stuck in a perpetual cycle of rework and you feel like you're constantly struggling to deliver anything new, despite your delivery teams being tied up, You Build It, You Run It could be the answer. And you never know, it could help you unlock value to the tune of $41 million. So that completes my series on Ops Run It and the impact it can have on your time to market. To recap, let's run through the 5 ways Ops Run It can impede your ability to deliver new features for customers, both rapidly and consistently. Ops Run It prioritizes stability in a way that fundamentally stops you from delivering at speed. Ops Run It involves an unnecessary, laborious, and manually intensive deployment pipeline. Ops Run It limits the agility of the development team, making it harder to respond to changes in market conditions or evolving customer needs. Ops Run It involves an overly strict change management process, which causes delays for releases and costs you in unrealized value. And Ops Run It involves a higher rate of rework, which can compromise new feature development. If you feel like you're struggling with any or all of these issues, I'd love to help you pinpoint the problem and get more value out of your teams. If you have any questions, then feel free to get in contact with me via Equal Experts or by posting your comment directly to this video, and I'll respond as soon as I can. Otherwise, as always, please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you found this material useful. And remember to check back in for loads more videos and updates on all things You Build It, You Run It. Thanks everyone, and see you next time.